All protocols duly observed. I'm Gracie, representing University of Port Harcourt, and I'll be proposing on the motion which says power of social media to, in the hands of a Gen Z, a gift or a curse. Power of social media to a Gen Z is a gift, and I'll tell you why. Without any form of contradiction or deviation, the power of social media has been an absolute gift to the Gen Zs. You would agree with me that the power of social media in the hands of Gen Zs has reduced cultism and ritualism, if there's a word for that. Now, I will explain why. Cultism in tertiary institutions over the last few years, when there was no existence of any social media platforms, was very high compared to now that there are social media platforms. The impact of social media platforms in the hands of the Gen Zs has created a new mindset. Right now, everybody, they find money. Even Aro, they find money now. And I'll put it to you that in tertiary institutions, the percentage of cultism we used to have now is not anything compared to what it was before. This is because a lot of people are now looking for money. A lot of people are now creating content. A lot of people are now turning millionaires. Most people wouldn't have been able to make their first million.
Thank you. Karen.
Okay, so all protocols duly observed. I'm Karen Suleiman, representing Ferce University, and I'm opposing the motion that says social media, a gift or a curse in the hands of the Gen Z. I'm proposing that it's a curse. Okay, everybody here will agree that one of the basic negative effects of social media is the fact that it becomes very addictive. A lot of times, we are not able to stay away from our phones. We can't do it on our phones. It makes us very unproductive. There are times that you want to do certain things, and because you have your phones, you're like, oh, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Meanwhile, the thing you're supposed to do is lying there, but you decide to stay on your phone and keep chatting and networking with people. I'm not saying networking is bad, but social media makes you not know the difference, the time you're supposed to do certain things and the time you're not supposed to do it. Also, it makes us deviate. It divides our attention. In the church, in churches today, you're supposed to be in a place of worship. You're supposed to worship God. But you are in the church and you're watching videos. You're chatting with your friends. You're discussing online. Doesn't make any sense. And this is all what? People burn their food.
Gracie, closing argument.
All right. Without further ado, I want to talk about confidence and exposure. Our parents, when there were no social media platforms available, suffered from lack of confidence and exposure. And this is something that we've been able to rise up from, or this is something that we've been able to stand up for. Now, a lot of people in those days, when there was no social media platform or whatever, could not voice out, could not air their opinions, could not, even our parents, those days, whatever they are suffering with dies with them. Why? Because you can't even come out to voice out, you can't even share your stories. But right now, these days, people even make...
Karen, closing argument.
Okay, I want to talk about the brutal nature of the social media. There's a phrase that says social media never forgets. Please, why is it that is it not okay to make mistakes? We should make mistakes and learn from our mistakes. Yesterday, Ms. Bianca told us a story about a one-time Black Miss America that was dethroned because of what she did. Probably she took those pictures because she was young and naive, but the social media brought it back to light, even when she had changed and when she had decided to do something good in her life. Do you get what I'm saying? And you people claim that the social media is for the creatives, right?
Thank you. Gracie, cross-examination.
Now, you said something about social media being addictive and people not being able to do away without it. Now, you said social media is addictive. Have you achieved anything on social media?
If you heard me right, I said it's not a bad thing to network. But people burn their food.
That's not my question.
People
yes
burn
or
their
no?
food. Yes. I'm not going to dispute that fact, but people, the time you're supposed to use to do something good, you're using your own social media, doing something different. People burn their food, people leave their husbands.
Karen, cross-examination.
Okay, you said without social media, a lot of people, before social media, people did not have time to, could not express themselves as, how did people get married? How do people meet their soulmates?
I am not talking about marriage. I'm talking about violence. I am talking about low self-esteem. I said confidence and exposure. Our parents in those days could not express themselves the way women are vocal right now. You come out and you tell your story, and you have...
So there was violence was not, domestic violence was not more than now?
You're not getting my point.
I am getting your point. I put it to you that you don't know what you're